Welcome to the newest episode of Dragon Quest Poppy Podcast. This is episode 10, and today I have the honor of having Yuji Hori on the podcast episode.
Hello, everyone.
I'm
Actually,
just kidding.
that was so funny. I'm Yuji Shimizu. Thank you for inviting here. I'm so glad, as a guest, and I can talk about a lot about Dragon Quest. So let's have fun.
Yes, absolutely. And that was actually your joke. I remember when we were first talking on Instagram, you told me, I'm not Yuji Hori, I'm Yuji Shimizu. So I was like, oh, awesome. Still, your name is Yuji. You love Dragon Quest. This is perfect. So
Yeah. Actually, when I was a kid, I started to like Dragon Quest, and I, saw the creator Yuji Horii.
oh
Oh,
wow.
my name is the same to Yuji. So yeah, I was so happy about it. Oh no, it's not like in person, just on the TV show.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's so cool. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's still cool. So basically today we're gonna talk about with Yuji, since he is, I mean, it looks like he's in the world of Dragon Quest 11 from his background, but he is in Japan. And so we're gonna talk about what the difference of the cultures is, with Dragon Quest in the West compared to in Japan. Really, I just kind of want to hear like, how you found Dragon Quest, how it's like in Japan, and like just basically everything you can tell me, can tell us about,
Yeah.
just what it's like.
Yeah, of course. That's gonna be great. Actually, the firstly, I just want to talk about my experience of the starting of get into Dragon Quest.
Cool.
Actually, that was like I was elementary school student, like elementary first grade, maybe 7 years old or something, and then actually one day I woke up and then I just get out from my room, at night, and actually my mom, actually she is not a, video game person. She doesn't
Okay.
play video game at all, but
Uh-huh.
she was playing video game at night
What the heck?
secretly.
Interesting.
And I saw the screen, and actually there's a, one guy and some kind of like monster is, the two people are walking on the field, and
Mm.
that was Ragnar and Healy from Dragon Quest 4.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's this game? I asked her, and she said this is Dragon Quest. Actually,
Uh,
I only knew Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers
uh-huh.
something. So, oh, this is amazing. Can I play this video game? And she said, okay. She didn't like to, me
uh,
to play that game or not. I'm not sure though.
yeah.
And I played it, and it was awesome. So, so nice. And then I really loved it. And because of that, I just wanted to play more. So finishing Dragon Quest 4, and after that, I got Dragon Quest 3 and 1 and 2. And
Wow.
that's the way, I got into Dragon Quest.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. So was she playing on the NES or the
Yeah.
oh, very
Old
cool.
NES. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Famicom,
cool.
we say. Yeah.
So is it kind of I guess normal for women to play video games in Japan, or is it
Yeah,
pretty weird?
it, actually it's pretty normal in
Really?
Japan. Yeah, many such as like Dragon Quest 10. Unfortunately, it's not released in like North
Uh
America, but
yeah.
actually in Japan, like half of the players are male people, but like I can say half of the players are like female people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
so interesting. But like maybe if you ask a Japanese girl, maybe like around my age, like around like 35 or something,
Okay.
maybe she will, reply to you. My favorite Dragon Quest is, this
Uh
numbering title or something.
so when you're like talking, you're like, "What's your favorite Dragon Quest game?" And she's like, "I love 4." That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, like in elementary school, like you know when I was like a grade 2 student, actually
Uh-huh.
Dragon Quest V has been released.
Wow.
Then actually at school, like everybody's, talking about, oh, yesterday I got this monster as a party member. Oh, really?
Oh, that's so cool. And that game came out 1992, right?
Yeah, yeah, around that day. Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I know is because I was born 1992, so
Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see.
so
That time
um
already, I was, the second grade.
yeah, that's cool, man.
Mm.
Okay, so basically in school, so when you were growing up, Dragon Quest was one of the games like that was talked about like very often. It, you know,
Yeah.
mhm. So it was
Uh,
normal to have conversations like you said, like, oh yeah, I found this monster.
mm.
I became friends with this monster and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Actually, like everybody has such as like Dragon Quest products, such as erasers or pencils or
Oh,
something, and
that's so cool.
such as like recess, like break time. We just uh like we could have like battle with pencil battle, such as there's a
Wow.
number written on the surface, and we
Uh-huh.
roll the pencil and like higher number. It's a like each pencil has like monster character from Dragon Quest,
Yeah.
and then we that each pencil has like the different like strength of the
Uh-huh.
pencil. Then
Wow.
if somebody has like the really strong monster,
Uh-huh.
maybe it's easy to defeat somebody.
Very
Like,
cool.
yeah, yeah, it was so fun.
What did the teachers also join in sometimes, or did they also like Dragon Quest or
Actually, yeah, that time, teacher was not joining us, but
they're like, get back to work.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
Yeah, but
funny.
still, now just, I understood, but like actually that day, adult people started to play video games because of
Uh-huh.
Dragon Quest. Like before
Wow.
that, only like Super Mario Brothers or like action games. Then only, game was only for children in Japan. Like
Oh,
adult
interesting.
people, didn't play video games almost at all. But
Really?
yeah, but from Dragon Quest has been released, adult people started to be, getting into video games and
Wow. Interesting. So Dragon Quest basically gained interest or older people were interested in Dragon Quest and so it
yeah,
became popular because of that as well.
yeah, yeah. Like on the TV shows, there are like many TV shows like talking about Dragon Quest and
Oh man, that's so
actually
cool.
like that time video game is like for people who like who's like can kind of like idiot people or like
Yeah, yeah.
like
Uh-huh. Like
if you
like
are keep playing that you won't be able to study well.
uh-huh. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that. But
Yeah.
like from the Dragon Quest, oh, this is for the people who's like clever or smart.
Oh, interesting.
So the like impression of video game has changed because of Dragon Quest.
Wow. That is so cool. So literally Dragon Quest was so it had such a good impression on
Yeah.
adults that they didn't think it was a waste of time anymore.
No, it's a so good impression. So because of that, actually that time actually I was not on Dragon Quest, but like Dragon Quest 3 has been released. Actually, that was big news in Japan. Actually,
Yeah.
even I was like maybe kindergarten student, but
Oh
I
yeah.
knew it. And
Wow.
like of course many student went to buy
Uh-huh.
Dragon Quest, but at the same time, many adult people just didn't go to work, take a day off, and going to make a line in front of shop.
So because there's a video here kind of in the West. I'm maybe you've seen it, but where they talk about um how basically how like popular Dragon Quest is
Mm,
in Japan. And that's one of the events that people talk about here as well. They say, yeah, when Dragon Quest 3 released, it was so big in
Yeah.
Japan that like people didn't go to work to go into
Mhm.
lines. I guess also like kids on the way home with the new game would get
Yeah.
robbed or something like that. I I don't that's what they were saying like
Yeah,
that was happening.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Actually that happened,
Oh my
uh
gosh, that is
actually,
crazy.
like even school teachers make a letter to each parent, and that like tomorrow Dragon Quest will be released, but please make your student coming to school as a leader.
What?
Like I'm a school teacher now, but
Yeah,
we don't
awesome.
make a letter to parents about okay, Nick, tomorrow, then big title,
Uh-huh.
maybe Dragon Quest Final Fantasy will be released.
Uh-huh.
So, please, don't make your kids, be absent or something.
Uh-huh.
We don't
Yeah,
do that.
not
But that
anymore.
time, that happened.
That's crazy. So would you say that like when you were a kid, the that Dragon Quest was maybe more popular than it is now, or is it kind of the same level of popularity? Does that make sense?
Yes, of course. Actually, I can say, like when it comes to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that day, Dragon Quest was, kind of, maybe a little bit bigger than,
Okay, okay.
yeah, current Japan. But still, of course, Dragon Quest is really, really big
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the so for me personally, what I
Mm,
kind of compare what you're telling me to here, well, in
mm,
the at the time when I was younger, until I was 11, I lived in New York. I was born in New York. Now I
uh,
live in Utah, which is in the Middle West
uh,
of the United States. But
mm,
um, that reminds me of when Pokemon came out. When
oh,
Pokemon came out, that was like all the kids were like, ah, we'd have the Pokemon
uh,
cards, we had the games, we had you know, the toys, and Pokemon was basically Dragon Quest in Japan. We had Pokemon. That was like the big thing here. And so it's really interesting to hear that because yeah, and it's the same thing. Like now Pokemon's kind of like you know,
uh,
I mean, it's still popular, but it's not as popular as it used to be when I was a kid, for example. Um, but I'm
yeah.
definitely jealous because Dragon Quest, it sounds like it's so awesome, so big, so popular in Japan, and over here, not even close.
Yeah, actually, one of my coworkers from Canada was, talking to me that actually
Cool.
in Canada, actually everybody was, waiting for next Final Fantasy title,
Uh
and
huh.
when is next Final Fantasy. But after coming to Japan, everybody was, instead of that, everybody was talking about
Dragon Quest.
when is it next Dragon Quest.
Yeah, for some reason, Final Fantasy is very popular in the West.
Mm,
Um, and Dragon Quest is not, which again is frustrating
mm,
because I feel like Dragon Quest is so much better. I mean, I don't know
yeah.
how you feel personally, but I love like I haven't played all the Final Fantasy games,
Mm,
but I have played like 15. I've played I tried playing 10 and 10 2.
uh,
I couldn't get into them unfortunately. And then
mm,
I've tried playing some other games, but Dragon Quest for me, it's so easy to like just fall in love with and keep wanting to
yeah.
play and then just getting addicted to the grinding of it, the world, and I just love it so much. So yeah, but that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool that the Canadian friend of yours that happens to them.
Yeah, I can understand that because Final Fantasy change every time. Like actually, creator is different each other, but
Yeah.
when it comes to Dragon Quest, Yuji Horii and Koichi Sugiyama and
Mhm.
Akira Toriyama, those three
Mhm.
are every time on a for
Yeah.
creating Dragon Quest, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
So because of that, the world itself is a kind of like similar each other. It's
Yeah.
similar. It's a good similar. So
Yes, yes,
because of that,
yes.
we can relate to Dragon Quest a lot every time when I play the new game. But still,
Yeah.
it's a our favorite word.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's so
that
cool.
is yeah.
That's awesome. So right now,
Mm.
what are you playing any Dragon Quest games, or is there any games that you're playing or waiting for, or
Yeah, actually, of course, I played Dragon Quest 11, but
oh cool.
now I started to play Dragon Quest 11 English version, because I was
Ooh,
curious about the difference between Japan and Japanese version and English version.
yeah.
And actually, there are so many, different each other, such as like, character's name, and yeah, I knew the,
Yes.
difference about the spell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so much cooler in Japanese. I'll watch Dragon Quest Die, and
Oh
they'll say, Pop will say Mera Soma. It sounds so
yeah.
much cooler than Kafriz. I'm like, oh man, Mera Soma is so much cooler. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool, man. And
Actually,
so mhm,
like
yeah.
Mirazoma was the first spell that has appeared in the Dragon Quest 3, I think.
Oh,
And actually the the final boss is Zoma.
oh,
And Mirazoma is,
interesting.
pretty good critical, that has a critical attack to Zoma. So
Oh wow.
actually, creator, didn't mention about, it's for Zoma, but actually Merazoma and Zoma is, kind of, maybe relating to each other.
Wow, I never even knew that. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's very
that's a
cool.
kind of interesting.
Yeah, very cool. Um, yeah, so because I know like you were mentioning that some of the names are different. Like I know that
Mm,
Jade, for example, is really
yeah,
Martina.
Martina in
Uh-huh.
Japanese.
And then Eric is Kamui, right?
Eric is Kamyu in
Kamyu.
Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so what do you think about that? Do you prefer the Japanese names, the English names?
Uh, actually, the in the beginning, when
Mhm.
I started playing English version, uh, I really like Dragon Quest 11 from, like a Japanese version. So because
Uh-huh.
of that, I felt kind of weird.
Mm.
But like after a while, I played, most of the Dragon Quest 11 already. So I'm kind of like relate to the new name English
Mm.
version. So I
Okay.
like, the name Silbando. That's a
Uh-huh.
cooler name, I think.
Oh, cool.
And
What's
yeah,
what's his name in Japanese?
it's Shirubia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sylvia. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and
Oh,
yeah, like Jade is like I think it's more Jade for me now to
okay.
compare to like Martina.
Yeah.
So I like English name.
Cool. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
good. What is have you seen anything kind of like just that is there like any like differences that are like really big in like English compared to Japanese that you've seen?
Um Actually, so far for now, like when it comes to content, I don't feel like, any like big difference between Japanese and English. Um, but just because of the names
Mm,
and the spell name and monster's
right.
name,
Mhm.
yeah, because of that, yeah, kind of, I'm feeling, weird sometimes because
Mm.
I'm going, growing up, like since I was a kid, spell name doesn't change. Most of
Yeah.
the name didn't change in
Yeah.
Japanese. So, suddenly it has changed in English. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, and so what are some other I guess how did with Dragon Quest 11, since we're talking about Dragon
yeah.
Quest 11, how did the reaction, I guess, of the Japanese culture receive that game? Was it a positive reaction? Was it kind of weird, especially with like Silvando, for example?
Yeah, actually, it was, so big in Japan, and then everybody was, pretty waiting for it, Dragon
Mm.
Quest 11 released. But when it comes to characters, actually, I mentioned it on your,
Yeah.
YouTube comment, but I've seen a lot of, like North Americans YouTuber, and like many people are talking about mentioning, Sylvando
Uh-huh.
as their favorite character.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was kind of surprised that yeah, of course, Sylvando is cool. I
Uh-huh.
like that character. But
Yeah.
in Japan, actually there's a ranking. Actually I've seen it
Oh.
ranking, and in Japan the most popular character is Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Eric was so popular. And
Uh-huh.
second, Veronica.
Oh,
And
cool.
and
Okay.
third, it's a Serena.
Serena, really?
Serena. Yeah, yeah.
Is it because
And
she's cute or is it for her personality? Because for me personally, her
yeah.
personality is kind of, kind of boring. I mean, she's
Mm.
nice, but she's cute though.
Yeah, she's cute. And maybe, she's a kind of like, like iconic like Japanese wife kind of character, I think.
Oh,
So maybe
interesting.
because of that, she
Interesting.
became kind of popular in Japan. Yeah, I like her
Oh,
character too. Yeah,
very cool. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And number four, Jade. Jade is, maybe popular
Of
like
course.
around the world, I think.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
actually,
yeah.
Subano is fifth
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
So
he's kind of
yeah,
in the middle or
yeah, middle,
kind
yeah,
of in the
yeah, yeah,
lower.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
Interesting.
of yeah, character
Yeah.
in Japan.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess somebody is a character kind of like Silvando. Is that like it's just people don't really just care too much, like somebody that's kind of like that, very like over the top and you know, um, just acts
Yeah,
crazy and all that stuff or
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Actually, I like Subando's character too, but maybe in Japan, like people tend to be a kind of like all the time like calm down and don't say the opinions that much,
oh,
and
okay.
like
Okay.
yeah, being
Very
quiet is a
respectful.
kind of like
Very respectful.
yeah, respectful.
Very
Is
cool.
a kind of like that Japanese personality kind of
Yeah.
maybe from the culture, I'm not sure.
Right.
So yeah, Subando is cool, but maybe he's kind of rare, pretty rare. That kind of
Interesting.
personality is not in Japan
Right.
normally that much.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, maybe people like it, but people don't think he's like favorite character, most favorite
Gotcha.
character or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That's very interesting. Well, I definitely like the Japanese culture, especially
Mm.
how respectful you
Oh,
guys
really?
are. I don't know if you've seen, did you watch the World Cup this for
World Cup?
soccer?
No, I don't know. World Cup? No, no, no.
No?
I've seen. Sorry. Yeah, World Cup.
You watched it or no?
I watched it.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Japan was talked about a lot because the fans in the stands would stay and they'd clean up the garbage and
Oh,
everything. I don't know if you
yeah,
knew
yeah.
that,
I didn't know that.
but for the whole world, it was kind of like, whoa, wow, what the heck? The
Ooh.
Japanese fans are staying behind after the game ends and they're cleaning up all the trash and they're like, you know, they're cleaning for everybody in this in the stadium and everyone was like, wow, the Japanese people are so respectful, so nice, so clean, and so it was talked about in the news. It was really
Oh,
everyone was like
that's good
very
to hear.
impressed.
Wow.
So yeah, so cool. But yeah, I definitely like that that aspect of the Japanese people. It's very cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So did you by chance play the 3DS version of the Dragon Quest 11 or
No, actually, I haven't played it.
okay? No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Actually, I played just on PlayStation 4 version, Japanese
Oh,
version,
okay.
English
Okay.
version. Yeah, that's it.
Very cool. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
And so in Japan, what's kind of like something else that's like, I don't know, I guess super different or maybe you don't even know or how it well, you said you had a Canadian friend. I know that you
Yeah.
should know that Dragon Quest is basically
Mm.
non-existent here in the West. What do you think about that? Is that strange?
Um, Actually, yeah, it's not strange. Of course, no. Like in Japan, like because of the maybe the timing of the Dragon Quest has been released was pretty good because that time, such as like when I was a kid, like Dragon Ball was
Uh-huh.
pretty popular in
Right.
the society, and Dragon Ball was everywhere. And that
Oh.
timing, the Horiyuji and Akira Toriyama met each other and talking about creating
Ah,
Dragon Quest,
that makes
and
sense.
yeah, Dragon Quest picture is the pretty similar to Dragon Ball. Of course, the
Very
artist
simple.
is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, because of that, it was a big hit that time. But it's
Uh,
different from America, and I saw the package of American version of
yep.
Dragon Warrior that time, and that picture was not Akira Toriyama's picture.
Not even close. Yeah.
No.
But that actually makes a lot of sense. I never really thought about that. So basically what helped Dragon Quest become so popular was that Dragon Ball was so popular and
Yeah.
it released, right when that was going on and everyone knew Akira Toriyama and
Right.
how so that makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
never put that two and two together. So that's very cool.
Actually, that day, actually, I remember that actually there's a news that like there's a video game shop, one video game shop, and it's in there's a city. It's called Ikebukuro in Japan, and then there's a shop in Ikebukuro, and there's so many people making a line, and actually I didn't remember the number, but I searched for that, after I became adult, actually 10,000 people made a line for one shop, and it became like 2 kilometer
Wow.
length of that line. And actually,
Goodness.
why this has been announced is because Yuji Horii wanted to check how many people are waiting for the shop, and he went to the Ikebukuro shop and watching the
Woo!
line by bicycle.
I bet everyone was like, ah,
Yeah.
wow, that's super cool.
Yeah,
Oh
that's so
my
interesting.
goodness. That's so cool. Yeah, the differences are night and day. Dragon Quest in Japan compared to everywhere else. But we unfortunately, and I don't know if oh, I'm gonna take that off. Little pop up right there.
Mm,
Unfortunately, excuse me.
that's right.
Um, we we just feel left out in the
Oh,
West. You know, we're
yeah,
just like, oh man, you guys have all these mobile games for Dragon
yeah,
Quest. Dragon Quest Walk. I would love to play Dragon Quest Walk. I still play Pokemon Go. I still enjoy it. But I'd love to play something like that. I know there's ways to play it, like, you know, it,
yeah, of
going
course.
different routes. But yeah, and then Dragon Quest X is the perfect example. It's like,
Yeah,
oh man, they're still making new content for that game, and
yeah,
we really want it over here.
yeah. I
um,
saw the video that you made a little ago, the pissed off video, and you
yeah,
said Dragon Quest 10 for the first, and yeah, I can understand it.
yeah, it sucks, but we live with it. But at the same time, we're just waiting for the day that we get, just a little bit
Right.
more love. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it'll happen, but we'll
Actually,
have faith.
still Dragon Quest is pretty great game. Like all the numbering title is amazing. So
Mhm.
just maybe as I said before, Dragon Quest was spread out in Japan because of Dragon Ball
Mhm.
and yeah, some kind of like good timing. But of course, in America, like if people play the Dragon Quest, if they know
Uh-huh.
the video game existence, maybe
Yeah.
they start playing it, and then after playing it, I believe they will like it. So
Oh, I agree. I agree.
yeah,
That's why I'm out here. on YouTube.
Cool.
That's why I'm
That's
trying to.
great.
I'm yelling and telling people, Dragon Quest, play
Yeah.
Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
I just barely finished making a review for Dragon Quest Treasures. I
Oh,
just
nice.
uploaded it a couple hours ago.
Mm,
Hopefully that gains a little bit of traction. The idea of my channel is really just to get more attention to Dragon Quest because
mm.
man, it needs more attention over here. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, that's how it is. But Yuji, what's your favorite Dragon Quest game?
Um, Actually, no, it's difficult to decide one title, but
Hmm.
I can say Dragon Quest 4 is my
Oh,
best
okay.
Dragon Quest, maybe because of nostalgia
Yeah. Yeah.
containing, but at the same time I like the story and I love each characters,
Oh
appearing
yeah.
in Dragon Quest 4. Those are so nice.
Yeah.
And even the boss character, such as Sorrel in
Uh-huh.
English, maybe
Yep.
he like other Dragon Quest final boss is a kind of like, I cannot relate to those, characters, but when it comes to Thor,
Uh-huh.
I can understand, of course, he does a kind of, bad thing, but
Yeah.
still I can understand how he feels
Cool. Yeah.
like his, girlfriend was like, killed by people and
No.
yeah, she I can relate to that boss character, and then also the final battle. Actually, I like the transformation of
Oh yeah.
final boss
Yeah.
like that.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
he's a really cool character. Really
Yeah.
probably the coolest villain.
Mm.
Just because, because of his story, his backstory.
Yeah.
It makes him feel human, And so
Yeah.
that's really cool. I like that. So is he your favorite character from Dragon Quest 4 or
My favorite character you said?
uh-huh
Yes.
from that game?
From Dragon Quest 4, maybe I can say Alina. Alina
Oh,
is
okay. Okay.
yeah, she's so cool. Like
Oh yeah.
she does a lot of like critical hit
Yeah.
and yeah, he's so strong and at the same time he's hard like looking is so attractive,
Uh-huh.
nice girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
like
cute.
her.
Yeah. Good choice.
Mm,
Good choice. That's cool, man. Um, cool. Is there
yeah.
any other differences in that you think or that you can, or that you've seen in Japan compared to the West with the Dragon Quest culture?
Um Actually, the big difference is like Dragon Quest is like almost always it's relating to like Japanese society. Like
Mhm.
actually I was so surprised that like the story is going back to Dragon Quest 3 though. Actually
Oh,
the day that has been released, actually uh more than 200 people. I think I'm not sure that my memory is correct or not, but 238 people were
okay.
arrested because of the troubles of Dragon Quest 3. Just
What?
only one day.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe as you said before, like some punks are like robbing from
Yeah.
kids, or I'm not sure what kind of things happened, but actually,
Wow.
that was on the TV shows, and
Yeah.
because of that, actually my mom was talking to me, you cannot play Dragon Quest. But that person was playing Dragon Quest before me.
Oh, wow. Dang, that is crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah,
It's definitely there's definitely a huge difference. But
yeah,
like you said, that makes a lot of sense. Dragon Quest came out at the perfect time, it
yeah,
just kind of grabbed everyone's attention and that definitely helps. In business, it's very important to be, not just first, but also like the better version of being first, a great
yeah,
product, but also a good product that people, just want. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. Um, yeah. And then uh Is there anything else that you can think of in terms of differences or?
Actually, yeah, of course, I can see some such as like maybe culture difference, such
Right.
as uh like maybe now it doesn't change, but a long time ago, actually maybe really religion kind of thing, like
Oh,
uh I don't know how to say that. Is that coughing in English? Like
co- the
the people who dead is getting in the
coffin, the
box
coffin,
coughing. Yeah.
coffin. Uh-huh.
Actually, in the Japanese version, in the old Dragon Quest, like we had a coffin, but in the English version, they didn't have a coffin,
Oh,
and
really?
just dead people became a kind of like zombie kind of style.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Huh,
Maybe
interesting.
that, yeah, maybe that day, maybe Japanese creators, just like was anxious about, is it okay to like use a coughing in the Western culture? Maybe
Interesting.
they were wondering about it, so maybe
Yeah,
because of that they didn't use coughing in the game.
very interesting. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, they're real
Mm.
that I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about it.
Yeah, seriously. That's definitely a different or an interesting thing I didn't
Yeah,
even
interesting.
realize. Yeah. Yeah, is there anything else you can think of? If not, it's okay. We
Yeah,
can always move on to the next segment, which I do have.
actually,
Uh-huh.
I didn't talk about it. Actually, I when I was playing, Dragon Quest 11 English version, I noticed that like all the time, like when I go to some other places, like everybody has a kind of like English like kind of accent, different accent.
Oh, yes.
You know, in the Japan Japanese version, actually everybody like speaks the same way in the same way, the
Okay.
normal Tokyo Japanese,
Oh, Tokyo
but
Japanese. Okay.
yeah, but still like some people or like many people has like maybe all the kind of English. I'm not sure.
Yes, actually. So some people make fun of it because like for example, Eric's accent is supposed to be like an Australian accent.
Uh,
But some people say like, oh, it's kind of sounds like Australian and like an English or like some, a couple mixes of different accents. Um,
mm,
and then Rab is from I don't know if he's from Scotland or
okay.
Ireland, but yeah, his accent is more like Scottish.
Mm,
Um, and then Silvando is I'm pretty sure from Spain,
oh, Spain.
like
I see.
Spain Spanish. I could be wrong though, but it just kind of seems like
Mm,
it's Spain. Um, and then I'm trying to think. It, Veronica and Serena, I think they're just normal. I think they're just. Oh no, they're British. They're British. They're
British.
British. Yeah, and
Mm.
yeah, yeah. I think Jade might be like American, but
Oh,
yeah, there.
really?
That's a good point. I actually totally forgot about that. But yes, you're right.
Mm,
In English, even in like older games, like Dragon Quest 3, for example,
yeah.
Dragon Quest 3, all the cities or all the like Aliahan compared to
Mm.
like what's Portuga, I
Oh,
forgot.
okay.
But like yeah, but
Yeah,
each
I can
city
understand
is
that.
like a
Mm.
different region in the world, right? And so they do have also the dialogue. You can tell it's like written in a different accent, so you'll read
Oh,
it
okay.
and you can tell that they're like Australian or British or from Japan or
Yeah.
so it's very that's a good point. I actually forgot about that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's cool. Like I'm actually traveling in the world. I feel like that. Like
yeah,
in the Japanese version, yeah, of course, it's okay. It's
yeah.
good. Like everybody talks in the same way.
Hmm.
But more than that, like when I play English version, I felt bored.
Very cool,
Yeah, yeah.
very
I
cool.
think that's a good point.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool difference. I didn't even I didn't even realize that because I know in Japan, at least I've heard, um, don't you guys have kind of like different? Is it different accents or dialects in
Yeah, I
like
we can say
Osaka
dialect.
compared to Tokyo
Uh,
or
yeah, actually, yeah, we have different dialect, but we can say just only between America, no, no, Tokyo and Osaka.
okay?
Like at except Osaka, except Osaka. Actually, we talk just in the same way, like the Tokyo dialect.
Oh, okay,
It's not dialect like the normal Japanese.
okay, uh-huh, yeah, very
So we
cool.
don't have that much dialect
Difference.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Oh,
difference.
very cool. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
another good point. Anything else that you remembered or could
Just
think of?
one thing, I'm not sure you guys know or not. Actually, it's not like old Dragon Quest, first Dragon Quest one. Actually, I played when I was elementary.
Uh-huh.
Actually, did you see the Dragon Quest one play, video game play, Japanese version
Mm,
before?
no,
No?
maybe not. I don't think so.
Actually, the funny thing is like the Dragon Quest one, there's only one protagonist is
Right.
walking around. Actually, normally, if you want to like such as turn left, of course, the character is turning left, the picture is turning
Oh,
left, but in the Japanese version, actually, uh, because of the maybe they couldn't put that much information. They just only one like front
yeah.
direction
They move like,
protagonist is moving right and left, and when you want to talk to somebody, like you have to choose like the person who is north or west, north, south, west, east. Then you can talk to that person.
yikes. I actually, now that you said that, I actually remember I have seen like a
Mm.
version of that. I have
Oh,
seen
really?
just like you're saying, the character walks like a crab almost. Um, but
Right.
yeah, yeah. So and so I never. Now that you say that, so we never got that version, right? In the West, I don't.
Yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
you
So that
you
makes
didn't get it.
sense.
Mm.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, there's another difference. Very cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's kind of the big things are like those. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, of course there are such as like the Dragon Quest is came to Universal Studio Japan as an attraction before, and yeah, I went to that of course because I was big
Oh.
fan of Dragon Quest, and it
Oh,
was
it's so
so
cool.
great, and that was Dragon Quest Real I think,
Oh.
and there's VR theme park in Tokyo before, and Dragon Quest VR came to that place,
Yeah.
and I played it too.
Oh.
Those are yeah, kind of good part for Japanese
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah. Oh, so now that you talk about VR, how, what do you think Japan thinks about the movie Dragon Quest Your Story? Did they like it? You guys like it?
Um, like firstly, um, yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like the movie itself, but like everybody's talks about it. Actually, me too.
Uh-huh.
The last part of
Yeah.
that movie. Actually, we were like thinking about the normal like final boss
Yeah.
is appearing there. Yeah, it's going to be spoiler, so yeah, I'm sure I can tell or not, but
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
it's not actually it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
That part.
It's definitely very weird. Um
Yeah.
yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. It would have been cooler if it was just the normal game,
Mhm.
what translated into the movie perfectly like that. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
but okay.
Mm.
So yeah, I did. One reason I did like the that ending was so I'm married, and my wife, we were watching the movie together because I convinced her to watch it. I
Oh,
was like, "Hey, let's watch this movie," and she
wow,
actually liked it.
that's
She actually liked
nice.
it. But I remember because my wife now she's like more okay with video games and anime, but at first she hated it. She's like, "Oh, it's a
Ah.
waste of time. Like, why do you even, why are you? I don't want our kids to play." I was like, "Oh, come on, man." So, even, but
Uh,
now she's much better. She even plays a
oh,
little bit of
that's
games too. So we watch a little bit of anime together. So,
mm,
we're progressing. But
oh, that's great.
the thing that I liked about the ending was, do you remember the part where that virus thing was
Yeah.
saying to Ryuka, he was saying, what grow up, idiot. Like, why are you still playing video games, and
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
when he said that, my wife looked at me like, yeah, like exactly. And I was like,
yeah.
and then Ruka says what he says,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh. And so for me, I was like, yes, perfect. There you go. That's why. There you go. And so
Uh,
I liked the ending only for that reason. I still think it was weird, but that little moment that I had with my wife watching the movie, that just kind of
uh,
like, made me like that a little bit.
that's
So,
but that's a nice story. Like you are getting along with because of the movie, and then
uh-huh.
you got married. That's so nice story. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, and so, well, if you can't think of anything else, unless you do have anything else, that's fine. We can move on to another segment. But if you have anything else, we'll stay here. Is there
Yeah, I
anything
think
else
it's gonna be great to move on to the next one.
All right,
Of
let's move
course,
on
yeah,
to the
yeah.
next segment. But either way, I really appreciate all your input. In the West, maybe there's some things that people didn't know about from what you said. So I think it's really cool to hear that aspect, that different, perspective. So it's very cool. But let's move on to the next segment.
Hmm.
So the next segment is basically what we are playing, what we're watching, what we're doing, anime related, video game related. It doesn't have to be Dragon Quest. For example, like right now, I'm obsessed with Elden Ring.
Okay.
I love that game. It's super, super good. Um,
Hmm.
it's I just love From Software as a developer, as a company. I've played all the other games before, except for Sekiro and for Demon Souls, but I love
Hmm.
Elden Ring. Um, and so that's a game I'm playing right now. For example, I'm actually playing as well Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy
Oh, okay.
Color.
Oh, cool.
Anytime I get a little bit of some time, I'll play a little bit of Dragon Warrior 3. Right now I'm in the Sky World. So it's been fun.
Oh, cool.
I'm still playing Dragon Quest Treasures. I'm trying to get as much treasure as possible. I think
Hmm.
I'm kind of in the post game. Um, and so that's been fun as well. Um, and then besides that, I think that's it for gaming.
Oh,
Um,
that's great. That's great.
but yeah, but what about you? What are you playing whenever you have some time?
Actually, as I said before, I am playing Dragon Quest 11 English version, and then at the same time, uh, actually, this is a kind of still beginning, but I started to play Dragon Quest Builder 2,
Ooh,
Builders. Yeah,
yeah, very
yeah,
cool.
it's really a fun game. Like it's actually I haven't played Minecraft, but maybe it's kind of similar. I
Yeah,
think, but still there's good, nice Dragon Quest kind of story and music. So
yeah.
it's
Is
really
it
fun.
is it your first time playing Builders 2, or are you replaying it, or
This is the first time.
oh, very cool.
Actually, I haven't played it, so because I didn't have a Switch, and
Oh,
yeah,
there you go. So you just got a Switch?
yeah, I got a Switch because
Nice.
yeah, it's because of my wife though.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, did she give it to you for a present?
No, just it's my wife's Switch, so it's not mine. But
Oh,
I
oh,
just
oh,
borrow that Switch to play
oh, that's so
Dragon Quest
cool.
Builders 2.
That's so
Yeah,
cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah. It sounds
And
like you married a good woman.
yeah, she's of course.
That's awesome. I really want to play Builders 2 as well. I'm waiting before I play Builders 2. I want to beat Builders 1.
Oh yeah.
Right now I'm still in the third area. And so I'm slowly playing through that as well, but I just haven't played it in a couple weeks. So, but yeah, someday I do want to play Builders 2 as well, though. That's awesome.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, Builders 2 is actually still this is like second island for me.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of beginning still, but
Yeah.
I really like it and it's really fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think
Do you
you will
play
like it
with
too.
yeah, I bet. Do you play with your wife at all, or do you guys does she like to play too?
Uh
Or?
actually yeah, actually she plays Builders 2 too. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's great, talking about it together.
Oh,
And also we started to play
that's
Dragon Quest
awesome.
Walk together too. So sometimes
Oh,
when I go
that's so
out and
cool.
enjoy walking, we just using a smartphone to enjoy
Uh-huh.
Dragon Quest Walk.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's so cool. That's so awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's a good part
Um,
in Japan.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Is there wait, is there restaurants, Dragon Quest restaurants or
Yeah. Actually, it's located in Akihabara in Tokyo, and
oh.
then yeah, I actually there's a Dragon Quest bar,
Oh,
and Dragon
wow.
Quest bar, Square Enix Cafe.
Woo! That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
cool. It's cool. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
there before with my
nice.
coworkers. Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
nice. Mm.
So besides Dragon Quest 11, Builders 2 and Dragon Quest Walk, what else are you playing?
So far, I play those. I think that's it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
but this year I'm looking forward to maybe Dragon Quest. I hope there's a announcement of Dragon Quest 3 remake.
Oh, I
And
know.
yeah,
What
yeah,
the heck?
yeah.
It's been almost 2 years. Where
So long
is
years.
it?
Yeah. I'm
We're
so
all
waiting for that.
waiting. Oh,
Yeah.
Yuji Hori. Yuji Hori sama, please.
Yeah.
Uh yeah.
And
Are
actually,
you more excited for that game or Flames of Fate, Dragon Quest 12?
Dragon Quest 12. Of course, I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest 12, but actually, I thought Dragon Quest 3, when it comes to Dragon Quest 12, just only, logo in a trailer. So I thought it's going to be pretty, I need to wait pretty long
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
But
I
when it comes
agree.
to Dragon Quest 3, actually there's a gameplay screen. So
Yeah.
and also there's already scenario is
Uh-huh.
the same to the old one, and also monsters, characters, just only graphics and
Uh-huh.
just making the video game. So I thought it's gonna come out like a little bit more quickly.
I agree.
So because of that, actually for now, I'm so looking forward to Dragon Quest 3 remake more than Dragon Quest 12.
Respect. Me too. I can't wait. I can't wait to
Yeah,
hear
can't
something.
wait.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Okay, so in terms of video games, we both kind of talked about what we're playing. Um, in terms of anime, I do like to watch anime.
Oh,
Well, I haven't been able to watch too much anime. I was watching Bleach because I haven't watched it
mm.
before. I just finished, well, this was a couple weeks ago now. Mob Psycho 100 season 3 was really good.
Oh, that's great.
Me and my wife are watching Spy Family
Mm.
every, anytime we can. And then me and my 3-year-old boy, we like to watch Dragon Ball Z. So
Oh, cool.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fun.
slowly introducing him into, anime and video games.
Nice.
So, And then besides that, let's see, is there anything else that I've watched recently? I think that's it for now. Yeah.
Hmm.
What about you? You guys, do you like watching anime at all, or?
Um, Actually, I'm not that much like anime person, but
Okay.
still, I love to watch like it's a big anime, but One Piece. Actually, I
Oh,
started
One
to watch
Piece.
that One Piece since I was like kid.
Uh-huh.
Still, but it's still
Yeah.
going. So
Yeah.
I kept watching, and also you are making the Dragon Quest Die YouTube, but I really love that anime.
Oh,
So
so good.
yeah,
So good.
I was so excited that Die has been like already ended before, like when I was a kid, but it's just started again. Yeah, that
Seriously.
was a
Yeah.
so big moment.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you think about the ending of Die?
Um, I I'm not sure. Just it's a kind of like complicated feeling like if I say that maybe it's gonna be spoiler again, so I don't want to tell on this YouTube, but
Okay.
um just I'm gonna tell you the feeling of the
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I like it's great, like after the problem has been solved, that's great, but at the same time, because of the you know character reason, I felt pretty like sad. And it's like the kind of like similar to Dragon Quest 3. There's a plot you know of the ending, but I hope there's like next series of Die after that story. Yeah,
I hope so too.
maybe you've heard of the rumor of there's a exactly there's actual next story was considered by the creators.
Yes, yes. I have heard of
Mm.
I know I've heard, I don't know if it was from like an interview or something, but I know that, for example, Crocodile is going to be part
Mm.
of the new
Yeah.
Dragon Masters, um and things like that. But yeah, but personally I feel the same way. I feel
No.
like, like it was so good, and then it just ends like that, and it's like, I need to know more. Come on, like
Yeah.
it just feels, it's it's bittersweet, you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's a bittersweet ending, you know. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I know what you mean, I know what you're saying, and I feel the exact same way. So yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, kind of yeah, it's okay, but I want more.
Yep, I
I
agree,
want
I agree.
more of Die.
I really hope that the what's his name, um Riku Sanjo and Koji Inada.
Rika Sanjo, yeah.
I
Mm.
really hope that they continue to make
Yeah,
the
me
story,
too.
but we'll
Yeah,
see, you
I
know.
agree.
I hope that this 2020 Dragon Quest Die, remake of the anime,
Mm.
I hope this, does well enough that it it gives them a reason to like come back and write
Yeah.
the more of the story. I really, really hope that that's the case, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
I hope that. Actually,
Yeah.
now, they are making the, Avans,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Avans story. Is there an English version of
No.
those books? No?
No.
Oh,
I think there's a fan translated version
oh, really?
that I've seen on Reddit,
Mm,
that people like talk about and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't. But officially, I don't think it's translated into English.
mm.
But I hope it does. I'd love to read that, because yeah.
Yeah, they started to make, something new of Dai. So maybe, there's a possibility that they will start making something, new story
I hope so.
after that, original one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
hope
hope
so.
that too.
I really hope so. Yeah, I'm also really excited for Die Infinity Strash to come out, the game.
Oh yeah,
Um,
of
that's
course,
another
that one.
game that we're still waiting to hear,
Right.
what the heck is going on? When is it going to come out? But
Yeah,
hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
yeah, I hope that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
But yeah, anything else you've been watching? It doesn't have to be anime. You could, a movie or something. Anything that you've been watching recently or a show?
Recently I'm kind of busy and I just, actually I work, at a school, but at the same time I started to work as an actor. And then
Whoa,
yeah,
very
so because of
cool.
that, I had to like memorize a lot of lines, and like weekday I work as a teacher and weekend I just, go to film a video and then just act.
Wow,
I need to act, So
very cool,
actually,
man.
I didn't have that much time to watch something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's a very cool career. I wish you the best, my friend.
thank
Um,
you. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I think that's basically it for the episode.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing else you want to share or say, then we can just
Yeah.
call it a night, and
Oh,
we'll
that's gonna
do
be
this
great.
again some other day.
Oh, yeah. Just this was really good time talking with you, Puppy. And then I just want to have fun together again. Maybe some other episode, or maybe we can talk about something another. And maybe I will introduce my channel like on the chat box or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, if you want to tell us what it is now, and then also, and like you said, I'll put your channel on in my description. But yeah, but what kind of videos do you make? What do you do on your channel?
Actually, mostly recently, just I'm talking about myself, but like actually, I had been working in Disneyland before, so
Oh,
Disneyland
wow.
video or like gameplay. But maybe from today, maybe it's gonna be great to make some Dragon Quest video. Yeah, just I want to make it. So
I think that if you were to make some like English content for Dragon Quest,
mm,
I think that might be a cool perspective. Getting like a Japanese person's perspective in Dragon Quest, but like in English, I think that would be pretty cool. That
that's great. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Maybe
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
yeah,
I'm gonna think
yeah.
about
But
it. Yeah.
but definitely send me if you want to send me the your YouTube channel's link, and then I'll put it
Mhm.
in the description. Um, and yeah, definitely. I wish you the
Oh,
best, my
thank you so
friend.
much.
Well,
Yeah.
you like I said, you do have uh more subscribers than I do. So, if it's okay with you, if you could do the same thing with me in your channel,
That's
that'd be
great.
cool.
That's great. That's cool. That's gonna be great. Thank you so
Um,
much.
but what's it called? Yeah, so that's basically it for the episode. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Mr.
Oh,
Yuji?
it was so great. It was so great, meeting up you. So thank you so much about today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so and then just so you know, this recording, so I always record a couple of weeks before I
Hmm.
release the video.
Okay.
So my next, for example, this is episode 10, but the next podcast episode that will be released, which is going to be this next week,
Hmm.
on the, let me see, my next episode 9, will be releasing on Thursday the 26th. Um, and so, yeah, but this one would be released on February 9th, just so you
Very
know.
nice. Okay. Okay.
And so just look forward to that. And I would also like to ask you if you can send me maybe like just like a picture of your face, and then I
Hmm.
want to put that on the thumbnail
Oh,
of
thanks.
the video. So
That's
if you
great.
could send me your link and then a picture, and then anyways, I'll prepare the episode for an upload. But
Thank you so much.
yeah, but Yuji, thank you so much for joining me. We'll definitely do this again because it was really
Yeah.
fun to talk to you. And yeah, everyone, please go subscribe to Mr. Yuji. He's a good guy. He's fun. He loves Dragon Quest, obviously. And yeah, that's basically it for today's episode. So make sure to like and subscribe, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd very much appreciate that. And then if you're listening to me on whatever podcast service you're listening to me on, please follow, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to help the channel out. And yeah, that's it for episode 10. So we'll see you guys next time. Peace.